man is back.
Oh, okay, Jay, boys, oh my gosh, the man got that stuff. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard.
This is your boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash to try and find out. Back at it with another Pokemon Unite commentary video gameplay for you guys. And before we get on to the meat of this video, I just want to announce that college football is back, and I got my copy already. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to try to get these videos out every Friday, but Trademarks is back. Yes, I'm bringing the series Trademarks back. College football will be back, but it's going to be different this time around. He won't be just Trademarks the wide receiver. I'm going to have him play all the positions that are available in the game mode. I forgot what it's called. Road to Destiny, something like that. Path to Destiny, Path to Glory, something like that. So, if memory serves correctly, the options are quarterback, halfback, wide receiver, middle linebacker, and cornerback. I think there's 5 options. So, he's going to play all 5 roles, but we're going to, start things off with the wide receiver position. Because, traditionally, he's a wide receiver. So then after we get them with the wide receiver, then we're going to move on to another position, probably in the defensive side, probably a cornerback / strong safety or weak safety, something like that. Free safety, that's what I meant to say. So, Trademarks is back. This is going to be some fun stuff right here. I had some great times playing college football and bringing those videos to you guys. Well, we're going to be bringing those back. Now we'll try to get those out every Friday. So, yeah, you do not want to miss that. Now then, with that news out the way, let's talk about the meat of this video. So, what am I talking about? This whole Stephen A. Smith, Jaylen Brown fiasco that's been going on over the course of the past few weeks. So, it all started actually nearly 2 months ago. It all started nearly 2 months ago where they were doing the First Take episode. We talking Stephen A. Smith and also Kendrick Perkins and I forgot his name. The bald-headed dude that used to play at where he used to play at Duke or North Carolina. I forgot his name that quickly. But yeah, they were having a conversation about Jaylen Brown. And basically what happened was this. While doing the show, Stephen A. Smith received a text from a quote-unquote NBA source. We don't know who the source is. We do not know who the source is. But he received the text and he read it out loud. So what I'm about to do now is play an audio of that part right there. So check this out and I'll be right back.
Jaylen Brown, it's not so much that he's underrated. It's that he's just not liked because of his quote, "I am better than you" attitude. He knows it. It's the same reason he is not as marketable as he should be. That's what an NBA source just sent me.
Now, I'm going to stop it right there. Now, because that clip is going to be very important. And actually, the guy I'm talking about was Jay Williams. Jay Williams, that's the guy I'm talking about. He was on the show when this was read. So, basically, an NBA source, we don't know who it is, says that basically that Jaylen Brown is not marketable because he have an ego. That's basically what was sent to Stephen A. Smith. Now, if we were to continue this clip, we can hear how Stephen A. really feels about this. But I'm going to stop the clip right there for a second because that part right there was clipped and was posted on Twitter by somebody by the name of Robert Littall from BSO. And in case you wonder what BSO is, BSO stands for, I believe that stands for Black Sports Online. Yes, Black Sports Online, because I got a website, blacksportsonline.com. We're going to get more on that website in a second, because I find the website to be hilarious. Let's read the tweet that he posted alongside with that portion of the clip. Not the entire segment, but that portion of the clip. He said, here is the video Isiah Thomas was upset at Stephen A. about. He read a text from a quote-unquote NBA source, and NBA source was in all caps, by the way, that says, people don't like Jaylen Brown because he has a big ego, and that's why he's not marketable. Now, he replied to his own tweet by saying, "We all get texts from people in the know," which is obviously a lie, because I didn't get texts from people in the know. So, okay, I'm over exaggerated, but come on now. But let's move on. Saying a lot of things about a lot of players. Should you say them on air or on social media? Well, that's up for you to decide if that's an ethical thing to do. Stephen A. master profile or platform, whatever he says carries weight. So obviously, he ran out of space. So let me translate that last sentence. Stephen A. has a massive platform. Therefore, whatever he says on that platform carries weight. Now, I want to talk about that because by that sentence alone, Robert is implying, because of the fact that Stephen A. read a quote that he got from a source that Stephen A. believes or like is under the impression that what this source says is true. That's what that last sentence means. When he says Stephen A.'s massive profile, where he says carries weight, he basically saying that Stephen A. is co-signing that Jaylen Brown has an ego and isn't marketable. And that's not what was said. So already we got this Robert guy trying to imprint some type of ticket time bomb in people's heads who read that to change the narrative. Now, he did reply to that tweet by saying the following: "I have never heard anything bad about Jaylen Brown, and trust me, I know all the dirt. Nothing had ever came across my desk about him. I know he does a lot of community work, doesn't just speaks on it, actually does it." Again, I don't understand why he couldn't like say that in a more complete sentence, but he had less space than he did in every other reply, but whatever. Okay. So there you go with that. Now, with that said, I'm going to play some more of the clip that was actually on the show. So after Stephen A. read that quote, check out what he said next.
I don't know that to be the case. I know a lot of people that like Jaylen Brown. But again, when you think about marketability, that's what that person was alluding to.
So there you go with that. Now, you heard him right there. Stephen A. said, well, he don't know that to be true, which begs the question, then why did he read the quote out loud? That's a good question. And I'll be honest, I was wondering that myself. I'm like, if you don't believe that to be the case, you don't believe that to be true, then why read the quote? That's the thing that I don't get. And he gave an explanation on that, and I still don't understand why he read the quote to me. So I find that to be interesting. So now trying to wrap my head about why he would read the quote. But there may be some things about it, and we can address that later on in this video. Now we're gonna move on to what one Isiah Thomas says about this, and this is like, I'll be honest, this is depressing. It really is depressing. I'll explain why in a second, but let me read the tweet that he posted. And Isiah said, "I have been a friend, mentor, and advisor to Jaylen Brown since he was a student at UC Berkeley. He is 100% marketable, and before you slander his name, Stephen A., tell your source to put their name on it or don't speak on it. Let it be known." That's what Isiah Thomas said. Now, which leads to believe, and it's so funny because I'm trying to think. I'm like, what clip did like? It's so first of all, let me get into why this is so disappointing. Because number one, we talk about Isiah Thomas, the leader of the bad boy Pistons. He brought 2 championships to the city. They should have brought 3, but Isiah got injured rather. So it should have been 3. So, so obviously there's some Pistons respect here from me to him. So for him to come out with a tweet like that, I'll be honest, it really, really is disappointing. It really, really is disappointing. So, and then looking at the tweet, he's not replying to a video. So the video that Robert is referring to, the clip that Robert referring to, where he just cut off a certain part of it and then played the entire thing because he's trying to change the narrative. The thing about that clip is that came after Isiah came out with that tweet. So I believe Isiah came out with that tweet on May the 26th at 12:04 p.m. Robert posted that video the same day, but at 11:50 p.m. I believe, yeah, this is all Eastern Standard Time. So it got me wondering, what clip was Isiah talking about? Because I'm like, did he not see the whole segment? Is he like illiterate or something? Like what? Because the next thing that Stephen A says is he don't believe that to be the case. So I'm like, where was the slander? Like, there was no slander. And even if you were to like rewatch that entire segment, which is on YouTube, that entire segment is on YouTube, I didn't hear any slander from Stephen A towards Jaylen Brown. So that's why I'm like, where's the slander come from? So I think that was Isiah's, like, he let his feelings and emotions speak instead of being smart and calling him, be like, yo, what's this about? Blah, 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 and things of that nature. So there's that. And then of course, Jaylen Brown also responded to that segment on Twitter by basically saying, state your source. And here's the thing about the whole state your source thing. And it is so funny because people were actually backing that up. So now I'm like, so wait, we're now supporting the snitch culture now? Like, people are now encouraging snitching? Is that what I'm seeing now? Because once upon a time, you snitch, you're getting shot up. Now it's the opposite? Like, what? Like, is that what I'm seeing now? And it's crazy. Now, I'm not an expert, right? And this is where Robert come into play here. Robert Littal, how you pronounce his name. And then he also talked about this in his tweet as well, his reply to the tweet where he posted that small clip of the video and not the entire segment. Again, trying to change the narrative. But he says, and let's repeat what he says. Should you say them on air or on social media? Well, that's up for you to decide if that's an ethical thing to do. I'm like, bruh, what's your profile? It says, if we go to this dude's Twitter profile, it says, BSO is a unique take on sports and entertainment. Tweets by the headline king, Robert Littal. So he's arrogant as hell. And then they got his Instagram, his Facebook, and then the OSU alumni. Well, that could be anything. Oregon State, Ohio State. I don't know which OSU that is, but that's irrelevant. So, but basically, by looking at this, he's a journalist. Now, he's more the expert since he actually does this. I'm not the expert here, but based on what I heard when Stephen A and Shannon Sharps, who are experts, especially Stephen A, when they say what they say in terms of them responding to the likes of Isiah and Jaylen Brown, I'm like, what they said made sense. Or to be more specific, what Shannon Sharp said makes more sense. When he said the following: if you are getting information from a source and you reveal who the source is, you will not have a job in that business. And you have to think, why is that? Because people don't want to be tagged with the information. Like, they would rather spread the information, but don't say, then they'll turn around and say, yeah, don't mention my name. I'm not a part of that. Like, you didn't hear it from me, but bam. And people do this all the time. Not necessarily in the sports world or in the media world. Like, this is life. People do this life. Like y'all talking, y'all gossiping. Well, they didn't hear it from me, but homie across the street did this and blah, blah, blah. And the dude's like, oh, okay. Like, that happens all the time. So imagine this, right? Imagine this. Okay. So let's say I came up to you, right? Oh, no, I didn't come up to you. You came up to me. You came up to me and you told me that Christy cheated on her boyfriend with Jason. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then I just immediately go to Jason. I'm like, yo, guess what this dude told me? This dude told me that your girlfriend is cheating on you. Like, so now the person who I just snitched to is gonna be pissed, and he gonna be looking at you like, yo, where you get this information from? And now you're in the hot seat. I'm like, bro, y'all support that now? Y'all go for that all the time? Where if you tell your secrets to people and then they just spread it out, and now everybody come to you because you got these secrets? Like, you like that lifestyle? Is that what we doing now? Like, come on now. Like, don't be hypocrites. And that's where Isiah was. he was being a hypocrite. Why? Because of the little bit of nugget that Stephen A said about him, where in some cases, in other scenarios, Isiah Thomas was the source himself. So now you got to ask the question, what little dirt does Isiah Thomas have that he gave to the likes of Stephen A and others, but at the same time, he don't want his name to be attached to? Otherwise, I'm like, yo, come out clean. What dirt that you have that you told journalists for the past 20 to 30 years? Like, let it all out there. Of course he ain't gonna do that, because he don't want his name tagged to that. So that's why it's so hypocritical for him to tell someone, oh, yeah, he better put his name on it, state your source, blah, blah, blah. And the same goes for Jaylen Brown. I'm pretty sure Jaylen Brown said some shit that he don't want his name attached to. I'm pretty sure of it. Like, it could be about a former teammate, could be about a former coach, whatever the case may be. I'm pretty sure that he said some shit that he don't want his name attached to. Because, again, now that I heard what they said, tons of day, as in Stephen A and Shannon Sharp, tons of them reacting to all this, it makes sense. Like, if I tell you something and you go and blab it to the entire world and you attach my name on it, I'm not talking to you no more. You lost business. And now I'm going to be going around saying, like, yo, don't talk to this guy. He's going to snitch on you. And guess what? You're going to lose more business. And now you're out of a job because you can't get people to talk to you and give you information. So, I mean, come on now. Common sense, people. Common freaking sense. And, you know, and then let's get back to this Robert Littal. Because I feel like he have it out for Stephen A, which I don't get. So, because he all about all black stuff. But yeah, he went to hate on another black guy, which I find to be awkward. And you know what's really funny though? Like and then this is where the next part of the story comes to play. Where Jaylen Brown got snubbed again, pretty much, from making the USA basketball team. Because, you know, the Olympics are going on pretty much right now. And Team USA back at it again. But Jaylen Brown, the finals MVP, is now in the squad. And when Kawhi got injured, quote unquote, I guess, and pulled out, Jaylen Brown still got snubbed. And instead, his own teammate, Robert Wright, got pulled in. So, and I'm like, and Stephen A was like, oh, what happened here? Like, why didn't you get picked? Like, is it because of the fact that maybe you aren't marketable? And now Grant Hill, who is like a part of the team committee in terms of like picking the roster, he did explain why Jaylen Brown didn't get picked. And we'll get more on that in a second. But I also find it funny that when that happened, Robert Littal did not post anything about that immediately until somebody basically tweeted him about it. And matter of fact, this one cat said, yo, wow, I didn't see your opinion on the Jaylen Brown Team USA snub. And yeah, I was wondering about that too. Like, wow, what you got to say about that? He responded by saying that ITL, so I don't know, those are initials, or he trying to say that I heard, like, you know, trying to use the pronoun I guess. I don't know, but we're gonna go with I. So I'm gonna read the tweet. I heard one of the concerns was that they are afraid someone like Jaylen Brown or Kyrie will go over to Paris and make a political statement because no better time to do it than the Olympics, and they don't want that. And I'm like, well, here's the thing about that. That's not, well, obviously Grant Hill's not going to say that, but the explanation that Grant Hill gave make more sense than what Robert said with this crap that he said. So here's the thing. Grant Hill says the international game is focused on big men and guards. When I mean big men, we talking centers and guards. And he was like, yo, we got Anthony Davis, we got Joel Embiid, we got Bam Adebayo, but he wanted to strengthen the guard play, which is why he went with Derrick White, who is a guard, as opposed to bringing on another forward in the form of Jaylen Brown. And I find cap on that, because here's the thing, you replacing a forward with a guard. You ain't replacing a forward guard combo. You ain't replacing a guard with another guard. You're replacing a forward with a guard, which makes no sense to me. Because now if you look at their roster, technically speaking, they only have 3 forwards in the form of Jason Tatum, LeBron James, and KD. and by the way, this is a 12-man rotation, by the way. And who all they got? They got Bam, AD, and Joel. So that's 3 more right there. So that's 6. So that means the other 6 are technically guards. The other 6 players are guards. Or the other 5 players are guards, rather. So now you're going to give the 6th spot or the last spot to another guard, giving you a grand total of 12 guards. And I'm like, what? Now, I'm not going to nitpick here because I'll be honest, Devin Booker, who is on the squad, he could be a small forward too. So there's that. Anthony Edwards, he's 6'4", but he could potentially be a small forward as well. And then same for Tyrese Halliburton, who's on the squad. Same thing with him. And then, you know, LeBron, he's like a point forward. So there's that too. So yeah, there's a lot of dynamics with this squad. And Anthony Davis, he's listed as a forward/center, as in the power forward/center. So there's a lot of dynamics here. Like, oh yeah, even though they list as a guard, but they can play it forward. Oh, they list as a center, but they can play it forward, stuff like that. So okay, that's fine. And so be it. But I don't know. I still find cap on that. I'm like, y'all could have brought in Jaylen Brown on this squad, and y'all still would have the same dynamic. Again, LeBron can play the point guard. He's the point forward. You know, if y'all need more forwards for some strange reason, Derrick Booker can move to be the small forward and things of that nature. And Edwards, same thing with him. Tyrese Halliburton, same thing with him. So I'm like, do y'all really need to bring in another guard? Like, really? Now, if you want to say, I think he mentioned this as well. He wanted to bring another guard that was more defensive. Because look at the squad. Steph and Devin does not fit that bill in terms of them being defensive guards. They do not fit that bill. And they only have 1 or 2 in the form of Drew Holiday and Anthony Edwards. So we're going to let that slide. And not to mention Grant Hill, that's another Detroit Piston alumni right there too. So we're going to let that slide right there. But so my take on all this is this. Like, stop bitching about people who don't snitch. Like, really? Like, we switching it up now. Snitch culture is cool now. Like, no, get that crap out of here, man. That's a bunch of BS. Get that crap out of here. I also want to say that Robert Littal is basically a black guy hating on another black guy, and like he shouldn't be taken seriously. Because what's funny is, one of the things he said is, I never heard anything bad about Jaylen Brown, and trust me, I know all the dirt. And yet, it took somebody to hit you up to say, like, yo, why was Jaylen Brown snubbed from Team USA? Why didn't you report that yourself? If you know all the dirt, you should have reported that. Because that's big news. You should have reported that immediately, but he didn't, right? Because he don't have all the dirt. And in fact, if you want to go, like, so I went to his homepage right now, blacksportsonline.com. You want to know what's the leading news on this website? And he called this breaking news. Breaking news. This is on the website. Front page, top spot. Breaking news. Caitlin Clark flaunts her gorgeous figure in a mini bikini. So there's a photo with Caitlin Clark and like how many other girls? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 other girls, all in bikinis. And Caitlin is like, how old is she? She just got into the WNBA. She's a rookie. So she just got out of college. So how old is she again? Like, is she like 21? How old is she? 22? She's 22. So she's taking pictures with a bunch of other girls, all in bikinis. And I'm like, they have to be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And this dude is how old? And that's his breaking news story? Like, really? Who would take that? Who would take that seriously? Like, bro, that is not news. Like, to me, I find that to be creepy as hell. I'll be honest, I find that to be creepy as hell. The fact that on his website, his breaking news is a 22-year-old is hanging out with other girls around the same age, and they are all in bikinis taking pictures. And that's it. And I'm like, bruh. I just find that to be funny. Like, bro, are you serious? So, bottom line is this. You don't state your source. If you state your source, you're basically asking to be out of a job, to be out of the business, being a journalist and all that jazz. You don't state your source. That's snitching. Like, no, we ain't a part of that snitch culture. So cut that nonsense out. Stop being hypocrites. And don't listen to guys like Robert Littal, whatever his name is, because they're, they spewing a load of crap. So that's my thoughts on that. I just thought it was all hilarious. And now I'm gonna call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know this is boy New J Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.
Here comes